Summer vacation, it is almost here. Lots of parents are going to soon be looking for some ways to keep their children entertained and try to keep them busy.
But it can sometimes be difficult for those with kids who struggle with ADHD. Joining us now is Natalie Poole, CEO of Peace of Mind LLC. Thanks for dropping by this morning.
Absolutely, absolutely.
So first, let's get a little idea. Peace of Mind, tell us what your mission is there.
So my mission is really to bring a level of peace to our community. And the way I do that is not only by offering therapy to our community. I have therapists and other nurse practitioners that actually work with me as well. But we also do medication management, and then we also do ADHD testing. And then we also have some holistic modalities that are really cool, like vibroacoustic therapy and neurofeedback. These are some modalities that really help kind of relax our community through deeper meditation, a variety of different things and benefits that come from it. But the idea is that there was a time where there was such a stigma when it came to mental health. Now we've moved into a place, especially after COVID, that mental health is something that we really want to focus on. And so then my company really kind of helps aid and bridges the gap and being able to find access and great care.
Very nice.
Yeah. Interesting therapies indeed. All right, so we're talking about, we're on the brink of this, summer vacation. Yesterday at flag football, this is all the parents were talking about, like, oh my gosh, it's only a few more weeks. You hear it, I'm bored. I mean, before, school even lets out, Mom, I'm bored. And specifically when we're talking about kids with ADHD. So what are some of the things that we need to think about and try to put in place?
So one of the things we need to think about is that when they're in school, there's structure. Structure really helps for a person who has difficulty focusing and even for a person who has hyperactivity. So when you think of summer vacation, sometimes the thought process is that there will be no structure. And while it's okay to kind of like pull back and have, of course, some free time, maintaining structured activities is hugely important. So like activities such as sports you mentioned, that's a great idea. Having chores for them to accomplish is also a fantastic idea because it allows them to stay organized in their thoughts. And then there's also an expectation of what's going to happen. ADHD is much like this. If you could imagine that I had a blaring radio on and I said, hey, go to the kitchen and get a banana. You may hear kitchen, you may hear banana, but you don't hear the whole thing because there's so much sensory going on. So when we have structured activities, there's an expectation of, oh, you remember yesterday we were supposed to go get the banana. So you're following in this routine and it limits anxiety and frustration for a child.
All right, let's talk about the parents for a minute. What would you suggest the parents do if they're feeling discouraged, if they feel like they can't or are unable to help their children?
Well, one of the things that's really important is, first of all, make sure that you actually have a clear diagnosis. Because ADHD can look like so many other things. For example, it's attention deficit hyperactivity disorder, but that can also look like anxiety. It could also be depression. So sometimes the parents are discouraged because they really don't know what it is. And if you don't have a clear diagnosis, then how can you treat it? So the first thing I would say is find a practitioner that you trust or that you vetted out to get a clear diagnosis. Once you have that, then work with that practitioner on maybe even some therapeutic measures outside of even medication that will be helpful in organizing a day. Things like what they're eating is important.
Absolutely.
Right? Nutrition is a huge thing. Sometimes kids, of course, they're craving sugar.
Sometimes.
Okay, yeah, all the time,
24/7.
Right? Sugar, soda, all of those things, even high carbs, which break down into sugar, now they're ramped up all over the place and you're wondering why you can't pull them back. So having healthy, increasing water, vegetables, having a healthy diet plays a major role in a child's ability to manage their emotions.
Yeah, so many factors come into play. Natalie Poole with Peace of Mind LLC, we appreciate you being here with us today.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much.